This is a small species of ant. Its big belly indicates that it is the queen ant. It climbs up and bites Pelle's neck. He immediately slaps on his skin. Not long after, he feels dizzy. In his body, the ant's gene is connecting to his gene code. In the afternoon, he wakes up in the park. Upon arriving home, he is so tired that he goes to sleep right away. However, he feels very hungry at night. He wakes up and starts looking for food. The next morning, his room is full of candy packages. When he has breakfast, he finds out that his hand has suction. Pelle feels so strange about it. He asks his father for help to remove the juice box from his hand. When he holds the glass, it is immediately broken by him. He also pulls the door handle out at his classroom. During physical education lesson, his teacher is teaching them how to use sticks. He asks Pelle, who is the weakest student, to practice. The teacher swings the stick and pushes Pelle down. After that, he starts showing off his skills to students. Pelle is taken down one more time. When he gets up, the teacher is still talking and teasing him. However, Pelle could dodge this time. Then he avoids another hit. At the third time, Pelle raises his stick and stops the attack from his big teacher. The teacher targets Pelle's head. Pelle bends his back to dodge it. He then uses the stick end to knock the teacher away. After school, a classmate comes to find him. Wilhelm is a rich boy who loves superheroes. He assumes that Pelle is about to be a real Spider-Man. The only difference between Pelle and Spider-Man is the suit. Suddenly, Pelle feels something bad in the distance. He turns around and notices a man carrying some bags. His gaze is so cold that Pelle finds him unusual. Wilhelm takes Pelle to his home to activate his strength. He has done many researches on superheroes. He even has the most expensive collection of superheroes in the world. Nevertheless, he does not expect Pelle's power to be that enormous. He could break the toilet with his urine. He can also bite off a 5-centimeter thick book. Moreover, he has a very sharp sense of smell. This strength is from an ant he met a few days ago. Wilhelm pays money to buy a suit for Pelle. That day, Pelle meets a robber in the parking lot. He takes off his overcoat and chases behind him. When he faces the robber, he starts to be scared. The robber corners him to a wall. Pelle slowly climbs up the wall with his hands, making the robber terrified. Pelle jumps down to beat him. "Who are you?" "I am Ant-Man." After that, Pelle shows his climbing skill to Wilhelm. But it is not working at this moment. Wilhelm looks at the piece of sugar in his hand. He realizes that Pelle needs sweets to maintain his power. He then invents a belt for Pelle to store sweets. Since then, Ant-Man has been running around the city and punishing the bad guys. He defeats the criminals to protect the peace of his city. He could throw a car away with only one finger. The child bullies are also punished by him. This girl sees someone when she is doing her makeup. She screams in fear. Her friend hears the scream and comes to check. But what she sees is a man holding the girl and flying away. The next day, Pelle hears someone calling for help at school. There is a person hung on the ceiling. He changes his suit and immediately climbs up to rescue that one. But it is actually a fake person. It turns out to be made by the kidnapped girl's friend, because she does not know how to find Ant-Man. She used this trick to meet him. She shows Pelle the video of the kidnapped girl. The kidnapper demands $150 million to release her. Pelle takes that girl to Wilhelm's place. The three people are making a plan to rescue the girl. Who can we find her? We could use her necklace. Pelle smells the necklace. It leads them to an old house. This was the place where he was bitten by the ant. He comes and finds the door locked. He breaks the lock by his urine. When he enters, this place has been transformed to a laboratory. Pelle finds the girl locked in a glass cabinet. As soon as he runs to save her, there is a sound behind him. A big fat man appears from above. When Pelle moves back, he is also locked in another glass cage. In fact, this man is also a mutant. He used to be a biochemical scientist. The ant biting Pelle was created by him. He discovered a special drug made from ants to save his seriously sick mother's life. When his mother's condition was getting better, the investor, who is the kidnapped girl's father, cut off the budget. He did not let him continue his research. That girl's father is actually the owner of this company. He said that the scientist was as stubborn as a flea. After his mother died, he decided to take revenge. He injected the flea's gene into his body. After that, he had an outstanding superpower and jumping skills. But to maintain it, he must regularly suck blood. He wants the cruel director to experience the feeling of losing his family. At this moment, there are vehicle sounds in front of the house. He comes outside to check and sees a group of police officers. He immediately jumps away like a rocket. Not long after that, the Flea attacks the school where Ant-Man is studying. He wants to destroy Ant-Man, who is now his biggest threat. Wilhelm is captured by the Flea. Pelle comes to save his friend, but he forgot to bring along the belt. Pelle is knocked out by the Flea. He buys a bottle of soft drink in a vending machine. The Flea takes Wilhelm and flies away. Pelle bites off the iron chain and pursues him on a bike. He rides to the wood and rescues his friend. However, the Flea shows up and throws Pelle away. When he is standing in front of Wilhelm and preparing for the battle, Wilhelm rapidly takes off the blood device from his back. Pelle is biting a chocolate bar. The battle of survival is about to begin. They both have incredibly powerful punches. The two people are using their strongest skills. Eventually, the Flea is taken down by Pelle. When he is struggling to get up, Pelle uses his arms to lift him up. The ant could lift something that is 50 times heavier than its body's weight. After all, Pelle becomes the superhero of this city. He is not alone because Wilhelm is always by his side. He is the best partner helping Ant-Man protect their beautiful city. This is the end of the movie. Goodbye.